Right, let's have a look at this Ruko drone. Comes in a lovely case. Turn it round. Nice bit of protection there. I've put my my operator ID on there because it's quite a heavy drone, this one. You've got the drone. Obviously I've had it out, I've charged it up. You get 2 batteries. They come in their own little boxes. Here's the controller. USB charging on the side. And you put your phone at that end and you get 3 of these leads. So that's a USB-C to iPhone, and you get two of the leads as well. I'll show you what's in the top. So in the top here, flight guide, safety disclaimer, and your user manual. That was just packing that was on the drone. You get 2 charging cables for the 2 batteries. There's the extra 2 leads to connect different types of phones. Now this is handy. This is, if I can get it out, is an overlay for the controls. That'll come in handy for me. You get spare toggles for the joysticks, loads of screws, screwdriver and spare blades. That's just my memory cards in there. You have to supply your own memory cards. But it's really well packaged in a good little bit of kit. We'll have a look at it now. I've got the daughter's old iPhone 11. It's smashed on the back. Look, see, all the case is all smashed. So you can't have it. You can't sell it. You can't have a new battery in it or anything because the cost. They wouldn't do a battery unless they replaced the case. And obviously the cost of that's worth more than the phone. But it'll be handy for the old controls. So the toggles for the controller live in the bottom there. You just pull them out. And you just screw them on. Easy as that. Right, the drone itself, you just fold it out. I'm not going to go into the detailed operation of it because I've got to teach myself. I'm not used to drone. I've got my ID on the top there. Cover for the camera. Does 4K and 6K photographs. I'll just take that little bit of plastic off the front there. Slide the battery in. There we go, we'll get it powered up and we'll have a look. Because it's over the weight of a 250 grams, you've got to take the online flying course, so you need your flying ID. It only costs you £11. And you're not allowed to fly this one by houses because of the weight of it either. It's a learning curve for me this, because I've not used a drone before, so I'm going to have a play with it and see what it does for the videos. Right, let's turn this drone on and we'll have a look at it coming back to base and that. So I've turned it on. There's an automatic takeoff function. You hold it in. And that's the drone taking off. It hovers at around 4 to 6 feet when it takes off. We'll move it away from the camera. There we go. We'll just bring it back. It's got a function on it whereby if you press this return to home, it'll actually land where it took off, but it goes up to 65 feet and then it calibrates itself and comes back down. It's a bit hard on the grass to demonstrate that because I've landed it and it catches with the grass and that, but we'll try it and see what happens. So I'm holding it in. There we go, that's landing. So that's landed fine. So the automatic landing function works really well. It just returns it to home. What I've noticed is when I'm practicing with it, if you're out on a flight, it seems to take itself up to about 65 feet before it comes back down. But if you press the return to home button when it's low, it'll just drop down. Quite handy. There's the drone in the air. Let's just turn it. Can we see it come across? There we go, there it is in the shot. So we'll take it up and then we'll go out. It's a smashing bit of kit, this drone. Lift it up and we'll start recording some footage. And we'll come back to have a look at ourselves with it. There we go. Here are two drone photos, so we can have a quick look at those. Right, I'm just going to start the drone up. We're going to rise up a little bit, have a look at the trees behind me, and we're going to turn straight round and look into the sun. See a bit of a sunset. So we're starting off on the flight now, looking at the sun. We're now coming round. We're hovering over the felled woodland, looking at the trees. We're just flying towards some of the trees now. It's quite a warm glow on the floor there off the setting sun. And we're just going to turn round now. We're just turning round and we'll check the view out over this way. We'll come back round now to these trees and we'll just fly over a little bit. We're just seeing what the footage is like, looking at the distant views basically. Coming back round. Flying over my position now. Flying down towards one of the fire breaks. Lovely clear footage, isn't it? Over the loch. This is a very picturesque loch. I'm just going to demonstrate the ability of the drone. We've looked at the sky, picked out the details. We'll fly over the water and we're going to drop down and look at the reflections. Angle the camera down. Look at the clarity of those reflections. It's really doing a good job. It's amazing footage. That's lovely, isn't it? Very, very clear. I'm just going to fly towards my position now. I'm just going to cut between the trees. Checking it's nice and quick with the controls so we don't crash into the trees. And there we go. Fabulous footage. In this footage now, we're starting off flying towards the loch. I'm just hovering for a minute, seeing the contrast between the near trees and the water and the far trees. We're going to head out over the loch. We'll pause a little bit and have a look at some more reflections. But I think the quality of the footage with the reflections is really amazing. Straight up towards some trees. Seeing the reflections as we pass. Down to look at the reflections. The contrast's amazing. And we'll just lift it up a little bit and turn round. I'm just going to check out my position now. Just picking out the detail on the hills, and I'll bring it down towards where I'm standing. I love the contrast of the colours. It's really impressive. Nice and easy to control as well. Right, I'm just going to bring it in now and we'll say hello to the drone and then we'll stop the footage. Right, we're going to take off now. We're hovering over the trees. We're looking at the clarity of the sky. Look at the clouds, the contrast between the clouds and the trees. It's all nice and clear. We'll turn round now towards a very bright setting sun. It's an extremely bright sunset tonight, down towards the loch. We're just seeing how quick the camera can change. It's quite impressive. There's my position down there. Back up towards the sun. I love the colours in the clouds and the sunset. It's amazing, isn't it? And we're going to turn round now. I'm just going to try and show the lochs. There's some lochs on the far side of the hill. And we're looking at the ground, the lochs, the colours in the clouds. We're just seeing how the camera picks out the various colours. We'll come back to look at the far hills and the sky. Nice glow in the sky. And we'll come back round towards the sun. Past the lochs and straight to the sun. We're looking at the final few minutes of the sunset now. I'm just going to try and just quickly pick out the loch. It's the dying moments of the sunset. Beautiful. I'm just loving the colours. We'll just finish off with a couple of drone photos. These are all taken in 6K, I believe. They're lovely clear photographs, aren't they? Amazing. And then we'll have a look at the Ruko power bank. Right, let's have a look at this Ruko 65 watt travel power adapter. It comes in this lovely smart case, the same as the drone. Nice tough case. In the top compartment you get a cleaning cloth and you get a fairly long USB C to C lead. I'll leave that in there. You get an adapter for abroad. You get your English adapter. And you've also got your 2 prongs as well. So to use it, you just slide the... So I've clipped the English side on. That just plugs in. You've got a USB A and 2 USB Cs. Now if you're charging low powered devices, it says you can use them all simultaneously, but if you're charging a high powered device they're saying just use one of the Cs. But it's a smashing little bit of kit. I'll put the weight in the description of the video because I haven't actually weighed it. Doesn't say on the back how heavy it is, but I forgot to weigh it. With 65 watts I used it to charge the 2 batteries in the drone, and it charged all 3 of them at the same time, no bother. Lovely little bit of kit. Well made as well. I'll be taking that on my travels for sure. Excellent. And I can vouch for it working well as well.